I think I figured out why I can't make these videos, because I'm never in the mood to do them. I'm not in the mood to do them until I do them. That's the problem. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff McMahon. Today I want to do two things. I want to talk about magical thinking, what it is, what is magical thinking, and why is it so dangerous. And in the process of covering this, I noticed I hit a related topic, the transmutational phenomenon. The transmutational phenomenon is something that ruined, for me personally, it ruined Rolex and Pink Floyd, and I'll explain that in today's presentation. Let me first tell you what magical thinking it is. Magical thinking is you believe that just because you want something to be true, it's true. You just wish it to be true, so it must be true. Another term for magical thinking is wish casting. You're wish casting. So, I'll give you an example from my childhood. Magical thinking. In the 70s, it was believed that granola was a health food. All right? For those of you who don't know what granola is is oatmeal cookies in a bowl with milk over it. And what happened was, all these people thought granola was a health food. People had huge bellies, and they were called granola bellies. The result of magical thinking. So I want to give you 5 examples today of magical thinking. Here's example 1. If you hang out with rich people, their magic dust will absorb into your skin and you will eventually become rich. I know this sounds stupid, but bear with me. I remember I used to have hair. I used to have hair, and I had a hairdresser. Dude had hair, and he had a hairdresser. This was in the 80s. And my hairdresser told me her worst customers were not rich people, not celebrities, even though those were some of her customers. They weren't even the brothers, sisters, daughters, and sons of celebrities. No. These were the friends of friends of friends of celebrities. It was like the most obnoxious people were those who had this tenuous connection to celebrities, and they thought it gave them privileges and entitlement. They thought that this tenuous connection somehow gave them special powers. Ridiculous. I'll give you a more common example. I know people who work in the real estate and lending industry who aren't making any money, or who are just, it's either feast or famine for them. They're going through hard times. And the thing is, they play golf with rich people. They talk to rich people. They have clients who are rich people. They have bosses who are rich people. And they're always telling me how they're titillated by these stories of wealth. And I mean, he's just going to give me some of his dog scraps and I'm going to get rich. And it never happens. They always think that because they're playing golf and rubbing shoulders with the rich, that they're going to get rich. It's magical thinking. And I've seen it a lot. All right. Here's another form of magical thinking. If you fantasize about something long enough, you don't have to put any effort into it. The fantasy by itself is sufficient for your objective to come true. Your dreams will materialize just for the fantasy. I'll give you some examples. Oh, this is brutal. I don't know if I can do this. In my closet, I used to have, for about 10 years, I had a pair of skinny jeans. Yeah. Because I believed, in my magical thinking world, that someday I would be able to fit into my skinny jeans. Someday I would be skinny again. And I'd be able to wear my skinny jeans. They're gone. They're long gone, man. Got rid of them because I faced up to the fact that that was magical thinking. some of us who are into watches, we wear what's called the hero watch or the superhero watch. I'm not wearing one today. I'm just wearing a nice, small, beautiful watch. One of the most beautiful watches of all time, the Seiko SPB143. And we believe that if we wear a superhero watch, we'll be a superhero and we'll be able to save ourselves from our own self-destruction. Good luck. Good luck with that, bro. Okay, that's another one. Here's another example. A guy has a fisherman's hat in his drawer. And someday he's going to be independent and free. He's going to be on a fishing boat off the Bahamas, fishing, living his dream. Well, you got the fishing cap, and that's about it, man. Wow. Okay, let's see. Oh, here's another one. A woman on her bookshelf has had a vegan cookbook for about 10 years. Never made a vegan meal, never became a vegan, but she just likes looking at that vegan cookbook. It looks so healthy. It looks so healthy being a vegan. Oh, yes, I'm a vegan because I got a vegan cookbook on. That's magical thinking, my friend. All right, let's see. This next one's brutal. Magical thinking number 3. You don't need to do hard work if you're willing to just spend money. Yeah, if you're willing to spend money, you don't need to do hard work. I'll give you an example. I have students who are personal trainers, and they charge their clients $80 an hour. And my students tell me, you know what, man, a lot of my clients don't do anything. In fact, they show up to the gym smelling like nicotine and whiskey. They got whiskey coming out of their pores. It's disgusting. They're just lonely, lazy people giving me money. And they're doing nothing, and you know what? I'm taking their money because I need money. But to tell you the truth, they're not going anywhere because they're magical thinkers is what they are. You know what, man? If you spend $1,000 on yoga pants and yoga equipment, doesn't make you a yoga star. Doesn't make you good at yoga. If you got $120 being deducted a month for your gym membership, doesn't turn you into Arnold. No, I don't think so. I have students. They spend like $2,000 a semester on textbooks. You got to open the book. You can't just buy the books for $2,000 and expect to have a successful academic semester. You got to actually open it consistently, but it's magical thinking. All right, let's get to the 4th one. This one's brutal. Whew. You know, a lot of us, we equate power with happiness. No, power's not happiness. But we're so confused into believing that power is happiness that we engage in power plays. And a lot of this is magical thinking. A lot of these power plays are what I call magical thinking. If you want a children's book to illustrate this, read Yertle the Turtle. He thinks that power is going to make him happy. Ooh, there's a rebellion in that book. Ooh, he really ticks a lot of people off. Yertle the Turtle does. A lot of people are ticked off, I tell you. So you got Yertle the Turtle. The most common power play is the boss making you wait in his office. You're the subordinate. You got a boss. He's eating a sandwich. This sandwich is delicious. You know, you got stuff to do, and the boss is making you wait, man. He's making you. It's a power play. I think it was in Seinfeld. It's been in movies. The boss is often, you know, he's got a little golf thing going on in his office, and he's not paying attention to you, or he's on the phone. It's a very common power play. In restaurants, losers who have no life, who have no power in real life, they boss the help around in restaurants. They're obnoxious. They think that makes them happy. I don't think so. It's magical thinking. In high school, there were guys who, they weren't in love with a particular woman, but they always had her as a girlfriend because they perceived that other guys wanted her. She was the trophy. And so getting what other people want, getting what other people desire becomes a power play. And that brings me to Rolex. Okay. Rolex is an amazing watch. I'm a fan of the Rolex Explorer 2. Now, if money were no object for me, I would never buy a Rolex, and I'll explain to you why. It's called the Transmutational Phenomenon. What's happened is that there are hordes of people, masses of people in the world who don't like watches. They're not into watches. I'm into them. You're into them. I hang out with a lot of people who are into them. But the masses of people in the world who aren't into watches, they want Rolex because it's a power play. They magically think that if they have this power symbol, it will make them happy. And it's become so commercialized. The Rolex has gone through the commercial culture like laundry. You put Rolex in the wash machine of consumer culture, and it's no longer a Rolex. When you take it out of the wash cycle, it goes through the transmutational phenomenon. It's not a Rolex, it's a Gromulex, or it's a Schmolex. It's just no longer a Rolex. The atomic structure has gone through a drastic metamorphosis. And so I can't even enjoy it as a Rolex. I hope that makes sense to you. I think it does. You guys are smart. You guys know what I'm talking about. Sometimes in life, things go through a metamorphosis, a transmutational process, almost like going through the spin cycle in a wash machine. And you take it out and you go, oh, I was supposed to take this to the dry cleaners. I don't recognize it anymore. It's no longer a Rolex. It's a Schmungulex. It's become something different. And that's what happened to Rolex. Is it Rolex's fault? I don't know. But it doesn't matter because it's no longer a Rolex. It's a Schmungulex. I'll give you some other examples of this phenomenon, the transmutational phenomenon. In 1973, in the summer, my father was getting trained in the Peace Corps so we could live in Africa, Nairobi, Kenya. We lived at the Watergate Hotel. Okay, this was during the scandal. This was during the Nixon stuff. And this hotel was no longer just a hotel. This was now Watergate. It had gone through a transmutational phenomenon. I would look out the window, and there are people in front of the hotel, my hotel room, taking pictures, getting trophy photos, because something had happened. The aura, the atoms had changed of the hotel. It was now Watergate. This happens to music all the time. In the late 1980s, I was buying produce in a supermarket, and the little mist of water that washes the carrots and the apples came down, and I heard through the music one of my favorite songs of all time, I Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For by U2. I don't listen to the song anymore. The song, because I heard it in music form in a supermarket, went through the transmutational phenomenon. The most flagrant example of this with music was I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area in the 70s and 80s, and there was a chain of stereo stores called Circuit City. And Circuit City had a commercial. It just bombarded the airwaves, TV, radio. It was Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon. I love Pink Floyd, love Dark Side of the Moon. But the song became so connected to the Circuit City commercials that it went through the transmutational phenomenon. The actual song changed so that to this day, I can no longer listen to it. It's no longer Dark Side of the Moon, it's Flark Flyke of the Gloom. It's just like Rolex is no longer Rolex, it's Schmungulex, it's Gromulex, it's some other kind of beast entirely. And so when you want something and it comes from your internal desire, that's different than when you want something because you perceive others want it in the realm of watches or girlfriends or whatever. And I'm telling you, man, once something goes through that wash cycle, it's no longer what it is. And I'm sure, objectively speaking, Rolex is an amazing watch. I'm a fan of the Rolex Explorer 2. But if I was going to buy a watch like that, I would have to get a Grand Seiko Evolution. They have their own Rolex style in the grand, because I can't wear a watch that's gone through that metaphysical wash cycle. The transmutational phenomenon occurred with a Rolex. So I would never be able to wear it. I never listen to Dark Side of the Moon anymore for the same reason. All right, let me give you one last example, a fifth example of magical thinking. This is a variation of something you've heard before. If you do something stupid over and over and over again, eventually you'll get a desirable result. Not really. Many of us have been in vampire relationships where our partner is sucking the blood out of us, but we keep going back to them because we think eventually there will be a positive outcome. Not really. Not really. Probably not going to happen. And then regarding watches, some of us, we sell a watch because we think it will cure our watch problem. And then we rebuy it, resell it, rebuy it. Nothing good comes out of that. Most of us do that, and most of us also, we're always trying to reconcile our desire for a nice small collection because we just, do you really need any watch more than this one? No. But then we want diversity, and those two impulses never reconcile, and we're always looking for a positive outcome. We're doomed, man. We need to move forward with our lives. Probably should read some more Phil Stutz and start moving forward with our lives, not get lost in the maze of our addictions, our avoidances of real life situations. Ladies and gentlemen, I said some controversial things today. I talked about the transmutational phenomenon. What do you think, man? Am I onto something? Let me know, man. Until next time, I'm out.